Hi beautiful souls, it's Tan here today talking about the Venus in Scorpio, the famous Venus in Scorpio. So before you go ahead and watch this video, I'd recommend that you watch my Venus introduction video first, so links up there and in the description box below, so that you can get a better idea of who Venus is and what she's doing in your chart. So if you have a Venus in Scorpio, you can either have a Sun in Scorpio, a Sun in Libra, or a Sun in Virgo, or a Sun in Sagittarius, or a Sun in Capricorn. Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. Yes, nothing else, because Venus doesn't move more than 2 signs away from the Sun. And now this video is going to be divided into, first, the seduction style of the Venus in Scorpio, and then what you're going to be attracted to if you have a Venus in Scorpio, and then the relationship style in general of the Venus in Scorpio. So if you are a straight woman, okay, Venus in Scorpio will show how you seduce, your seduction style, and it will show your relationship style when you're in a relationship with someone. If you are a Venus in Scorpio straight man, your Venus in Scorpio will show the kind of woman that you are attracted to, as well as your relationship style. If you are a Venus in Scorpio gay woman, then this Venus sign is going to show how you seduce, your seduction style, as well as the type of woman that you are attracted to, as well as your relationship style. So all 3 things. If you are a Venus in Scorpio gay man, then this Venus sign will show partially your seduction style, okay? And it will show your relationship style. It will not show you the type of man that you are attracted to. All right? I hope that made sense. And remember that this is a Venus sign, so the sign will show the style of something. This is not a house placement or an aspect video, so it doesn't necessarily show what you are attracted to, but it'll just show the style of all of what you're attracted to, how you seduce, and your relationship style. All right. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the kind of clothing style of the Venus in Scorpio, or how they like to present themselves. So there's a thing with Venus in Scorpio people that they like to make a statement in the way that they dress. So this can also apply, this first part can also apply if you have a Scorpio rising, okay? So they want to be able to dress in a way where they can show their identity and their authenticity, displayed on their body outside. So I mean, if you think about someone like, Tovlo, very obvious Scorpio with a Venus in Scorpio, she wants to display her dark, taboo sexual nature on her body, like physically on the outside. And she doesn't care about conventionality, as long as she can be authentic in the way that she's dressing. You see? But this is not like to be non-conventional, like in an Aquarian way. This is just more like they want to be able to show on their physical body the true nature of human beings, which is dark and sexual and some taboo stuff. Like Winona Ryder, for example, she's also got that kind of, I'm gonna wear black, a lot of it with leather, and she wants to show that this is the true human nature. Don't be afraid, don't hide all this stuff, just put it out there, kind of a thing. Now Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, but also Mars, and Mars is a very masculine sign, which means that there is a cool girl kind of a dress style for the Venus in Scorpio, a woman, right? Because this is how the women show themselves, how the women dress mostly. The men is might not apply so much. But yeah, so like Tovlo, she dresses pretty cool. Even Gabrielle Aplin, I really like her. She's a Libra with a Venus in Scorpio, and yeah, she does have that kind of ripped jeans, t-shirt kind of a style to them. Even Katie Holmes, she's also kind of very, she's a Sagittarius, I think, with the Venus in Scorpio. So she dresses, I wouldn't say manly either, but cool. Cool, that's the word. The seduction within the clothing is there, but it's not an overt way, all right? They're not gonna be revealing of every part of their body. I mean, I think Avril Lavigne has a Libra sun and a Venus in Scorpio, and with Libra suns, they can add a bit of that feminineness to the way they want to dress, but like it's still gonna be like kind of dark and goth-like even, but it's feminine. And also Anne Hathaway is a Scorpio sun with a Venus in Scorpio, and if you see this dress that she's wearing right here, you see how she's like, it's a black dress to show that there is something underneath this woman that is sexual, but she's not overtly going to show it because she wants you to come and discover a little bit more. Okay, now let's go into the seduction style of Venus in Scorpio. So these people, you as a Venus in Scorpio, you are going to be very much in control. You're going to show a certain amount of control when you are trying to seduce or get someone's attention. So the aura is a little bit like a volcano, where you're not going to see very much on the surface, but you know there's something underneath her. And what's underneath, what is going to erupt and explode when you are, you know, intimate with her, is sexual energy. Okay? That's what she's trying to do here. She's trying to seem very in control, but with this aura of like, come in a little bit more and you'll see how sexual I can be and how I can get you to a place, a deep place that you've never been to before. She's gonna have a way where she plays with your psychology. Okay, however she's gonna do that, you know, depending on what other things going on in her chart. But she's gonna play with your psychology somehow, and she's gonna have you fantasizing and obsessively thinking about her, about all the things that you're gonna do with her. Obsessively thinking about that. It can be in the way that they dress, the way that they speak, the way that they subconsciously don't do anything. That's how she gets to your psychology. It's almost like she has a way of subconsciously influencing your subconscious so that you are fantasizing about her. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's very enchanting. So it's kind of like she understands the, how do I say, the collective unconscious, or she understands majority of people's subconscious depth psychology, that she can present herself in a way that provokes that part of you. Yeah, I think this would be the best way to describe it. She's gonna have you wrapped around her finger so that you're gonna want to know more about her and see what's really going on and what's going underneath all that seduction that she's doing. And there's this thing where she can do to display that she is emotionally strong, but at the same time, you know, when she's opening up to you, she wants you to know that even though she's really emotionally strong, but she's got this vulnerable side just for you. She's got, you know, a weak side just for you, and she's willing to have you possess her completely, but she won't do this with anybody else. So, what you're attracted, now let's get to the things that you are attracted to. So you're going to be attracted to those kinds of women and the way they present themselves, those celebrities that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But what he's really looking for is an authentic and real woman, okay? It doesn't matter, I mean, yes, he wants her to be authentic in the way that she dresses, of course, like in those celebrities, but also in the way that she, you know, the things that she say and the way that she behaves. He doesn't like fake women, nuh-uh. Somebody who is going to be able to admit their emotional depth, that's real to him. So you're going to be attracted to someone who is in control but willing to lose themselves for you. You're going to be attracted to someone who is going to go all the way with you and be willing to have the courage to open up emotionally, to share things with you. That's courageous for you, to share something that they would never share with anybody else. That's what you love. And you want somebody who has the courage and the bravery to merge with you, because it's not easy to completely merge into somebody, to have that part of you be really exposed. You might also, when we talk about authenticity, you might also prefer that somebody brings a bit of drama into the relationship, because for you, the dramatic displays of emotions that come up for you is considered like real feelings, you know? Not somebody who's gonna brush away all the emotions, somebody who is like just having it out there with you and just being dramatic about it with you. All right, now let's talk a little bit about the relationship style of the Venus in Scorpio, men and women, gay and straight. So there is this thing with Venus and Scorpio people, and this is gonna sound a little bit negative, but I'm sorry guys. There's a lot of positives to this placement, but I'm gonna go through like the negatives first and how they are gonna transform from that, you see? Because Scorpio is all about transformation. So there is this thing with them where they associate love with pain. Like they feel that drama or pain is intimacy. You know, they feel that if you're not, you know, if you're not being possessive or jealous with them, then you don't really love them, because they associate love with ownership. Okay, that's the 8th house. The 8th house is about ownership. So Scorpio, the 8th house, pretty similar. Because Venus actually rules Taurus and Libra, okay? And Venus is all about self-worth, right? And Taurus is the opposite sign of Scorpio. So Taurus is all about having self-worth within yourself, by yourself, self-sufficiency, right? So when it is going to the opposite sign in Scorpio, this Venus is looking for self-worth, is looking to feel self-worth through other people. So that's why the Venus in Scorpio, you as a Venus in Scorpio, need your partner to prove this to you by showing that they own you, by having them be jealous or possessive of you, or by being jealous and possessive and owning your partner, because that gives self-worth. If somebody does not want to have you, you almost don't feel like, well, I'm not worthy enough for them to want to have me. Okay? That's the psychology here. But the truth is that this isn't love. This is lack of self-esteem, lack of your own self-worth, right? This is not true love. True love is about letting somebody go, but then still having them come back to you, because there's real connection there. And you're safe together. And you go through stuff together, and therefore they'll always come back to you, even though you don't hold on to them, even though you don't have them as yours. That's true love, okay? But we're gonna get to that in a bit. But first, most of the Venus in Scorpio are gonna have that aspect to them. Now, if they have negative aspects like oppositions or squares to their Venus, that's gonna increase that. But if they have positive aspects, easier aspects to their Venus, like trines and sextiles, then that can kind of be overcome throughout their life, okay? And then once they've overcome that by having self-sufficiency and by valuing themselves and not asking for that from other people, then they are able to love you unconditionally, okay? This Venus sign can really give unconditional love after transformation. You, as a Venus in Scorpio, you are not afraid, okay, of your partner's dark side. You're not afraid of that. I mean, Scorpio is not afraid of that kind of stuff, right? So you're not afraid of their secrets. You're not afraid of their darkness, their shadow. You're not afraid of their weirdness, their secret desires. You're not afraid of any of that. You're willing to embrace all of that with another person, and you're willing to try to give as much as you can to them of all of those things that they want. You might even act like a therapist where you're able to listen and help and offer advice to your partner when they're down in the depths of the ocean and they're just very down. That is true love of the Venus in Scorpio. Now, the transformation of the Venus in Scorpio can happen in 3 different ways. So first, if you are with them and they're at the lowest, their lower vibrations at the start of the relationship, and you still stick around, okay, and they're not abusing you, they're not being too toxic, you'll see them begin to transform. If all else being equal and their life is going the right way, you can stay with them and you'll see how much they change within the relationship over time. But this is hard because a lot of people get into relationships and they're like, they just want things to stay the same, right? But if you're the kind of person that's willing to accept that this Venus in Scorpio is transforming for the better, you'll see how much they change. The second way is they can transform you, okay? If they're functioning at a higher level, they can make you embrace your inner demons. Well, embrace your inner demons, but also turn that into something better. They can help you transform your darkness into light. So they'll help you to change yourself, to help you become someone completely different, okay? And the third kind of transformation is that the Venus in Scorpio person, you might transform on your own, okay? By being in a relationship, having that completely ripped away from you and going through a lot of pain and going through some abuse and all that stuff, and then learning from that. So it's almost like with every relationship that you go through, a part of you dies and a new part is being born, like a phoenix out of the ashes, and a new part of you is being regenerated into this world. But that part of you might die again. It can be a cyclic process, and then you transform again. You become something better. You go from the Scorpion to the Eagle. So you as a Venus in Scorpio are some of the most passionate and deep lovers out there, with all else being equal in your natal chart, obviously. And you have this thing, okay, where you can maybe sit with your partner, or maybe you are in bed with your partner, whatever, and you can be looking into their eyes and not say anything, and have the two of you just look into each other's eyes for a long time without any spoken words, and you're just reading each other's souls and you understand each other on that level, and your souls completely merge with one another. That's the Venus in Scorpio. Your souls become exposed to each other, right? And you can almost experience a mind-blowing kind of deep connection with your Venus in Scorpio partner if you expose your soul to them and if they're not being toxic. Venus in Scorpio, you with the Venus in Scorpio are the most loyal person out there when you decide to commit. You're the most loyal, most authentic, you'll go through things with someone, you'll go through all of someone's hardships with them, thick and thin, and you will grow and you'll evolve together. That's the Venus in Scorpio, guys. If you have a Venus in Scorpio, leave in the comments below what has your experiences been with this Venus sign, or if you're in a relationship with one of them, what's that like? Leave them in the comments below, share your experiences. And yes, thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed to the channel and been coming along with me on these astrology growth journeys, learning and growing together, and also having better relationships with other people. Thank you very much. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel and you're new, then please hit the subscribe button below to come along and see more astrology videos. And yeah, join our little astrology family that we've got going here. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye!